PETA is getting on Nabisco, the company that makes animal crackers. They're having them free the animals on the boxes of their animal crackers, because I don't know if you've ever bought a box of Barnum's animal crackers, but there's animals in a cage, which is what happens at a zoo. And PETA is saying, you better get those animals out of the cage, Nabisco. We want a new box design, apparently, because PETA is so bored. I've done so many stories on PETA. They do the most ridiculous shit. They're so... How bored are you, PETA? And is this really solving a problem? Is this really solving a problem? Getting the animals out of a cage that's on a box of crackers? Okay, while there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of animals right now in zoos, alright? Don't you think maybe you ought to go to the zoos and try and free the real animals? I mean, maybe you already are trying to do that, but, you know, it's not happening, so there's obviously more effort needs to go into that. So, is this low-hanging fruit? You're like, let me target Nabisco, because with a few tweets, they'll actually make this change, whereas the zoos will not make this change. No matter how many times you pick it outside their front doors. I don't know, let's get into it. Oh my goodness. People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, PETA, has gotten Nabisco to change the picture on its animal cracker boxes so that the animals appear in an uncaged state. Because it's just so offensive when you have these animals caged. It's so offensive on a box of crackers. Let me tell you something. When I'm eating my crackers I'm not in a world of cracker child fantasy. No. I'm thinking about the problems that need to be solved in this world, like animals being caged when I'm eating my animal crackers, okay? I'm in a very serious state of mind, in other words, when I'm eating my animal crackers, okay? For years, the company's Barnum's Animals snacks came in a box that showed lions and polar bears and gorillas and elephants happily behind the bars of a circus boxcar, which back in the day was the way they transported animals, in a circus boxcar. And in fact, I'm willing to assume that currently the circuses that are out there, the traveling circuses that are out there in the world that bring animals from place to place, they still use some sort of caged car. Because you can't just transport a mountain lion on a leash, PETA, in case you're wondering. You just can't. You have to keep it safe, and you gotta keep the people safe. PETA, which has spent decades doing useless shit, I'm sorry, my bad. PETA, which has spent decades protesting the use of animals in circuses, wrote a letter to Nabisco's parent, some other company, asking for the box that contains Barnum's animals to get a new look. What about, hey PETA, what about the fact that we're what about the fact that we're taking these little cracker-shaped animals, which they're all in a cracker shape, the hippo, the gorilla, the elephant, and then we're biting their heads off and eating them in the shape of crackers? What about that? Isn't that more offensive than the actual caged part of the whole equation? That's what I want to know. You're missing the boat here, PETA. Yeah, I think you are. I think you have an overabundance of funds, is what I think is going on, and we should probably take those funds away from you and give them to organizations that are really helping in the world, instead of just doing bullshit, which is what you're doing, apparently. Let me read you some of the language that PETA likes to use. Given the egregious cruelty inherent in circuses that use animals and the public's swelling opposition to the exploitation of animals used for entertainment, we urge Nabisco to update its packaging in order to show animals who are free to roam in their natural habitats. Yes, we want to show the animals freely roaming in the habitat. Yeah, but then when I take them out of the box and bite their face off, that's not offensive, PETA? Shouldn't your real cause be ending these animal crackers altogether, you know? Because we're just biting the faces off and the legs and arms off of these little creatures? When PETA reached out to Barnum's, so I guess the company agreed, and now the animals appear roaming on the side of the box. They're free range now. They're free range animal crackers. So now you can bite their face off with a clear conscience, guys. When PETA reached out about Barnum's, the company says, we saw this as another great opportunity to continue to keep this brand modern and contemporary. Really? Keep it modern and contemporary? All right, good for you. I just, in case Where do we begin, guys? And you know what? I want to just put it out there to you, weirdos. What do you think? Is this a waste of time? Is this a waste of attention? Is this a waste of activity? Is it a waste of resources to be making small changes like this when there are bigger problems involving wildlife in the world? Much bigger problems going on. I feel like this is just some low-hanging bullshit fruit that PETA's onto, and they knew that it would be easy to change, so they jumped on it. And I don't really know the good that this really does in the world. I really don't. It just assumes that we're all idiots, that we can't judge, you know, imagination from reality. You know, it's like, oh, I see these are animal crackers on a box. Okay, I mean, hello, you know, Frosted Flakes has a talking tiger on the box. I mean, this is a world of fantasy we're talking about. Snack food, snacks for children. There's talking animals. This is what we're doing. When you eat certain cereals, they're in the shapes of little creatures. This is what's going on in the world. This is child's play. This is fantasy, okay? We're not taking this seriously. Nobody's looking at a box of Barnum's and Bailey's crackers and going, God damn it! How, can you believe they're in a cage? These real animals are in a cage? Now, excuse me while I bite the face off of this little baboon. No! This is just... Come on now, come on, let's all be adults here. Can we all be adults? Is it this one thing I ask you in this world? Guys, please, just know I ask you to support Weird AF News on my Patreon. Yeah, of course, but I also ask, let's all be reasonable human beings, okay? Let's just be reasonable, goddamn human beings. Please, is that asking too much? Call into Weird AF News, I want to hear your take on this, I really do. I mean, do you agree with me? Am I losing my mind over nothing? I want to know. It's 646-450-2012. Let's go on some PETA rants, by the way. If you're a member of PETA, please call in. I want to hear your side of the story, and I will rip you apart right after you do so, so just be ready for that. That's going to happen for sure. Email me, too, if you'd like to, because I can read that on the air. You guys apparently are very good at emailing people. That's all you really do these days, is just send out emails to come. Yes, we noticed that your company has a fox, okay, wrapping, okay, as you're trying to sell this new candy, and I want to let you know that that doesn't show the fox in its natural habitat. Foxes don't rap in the forest, in case you're unaware, and so we would like for you to take this campaign down, okay? If you could please take down that YouTube video, okay, that would be good. That would be helpful, and that would be doing some real good for the wildlife in the world, which is what we're all about, PETA. That's right, yeah. You can also DM me at Funny Jones on Instagram and Twitter, and on Facebook, it's Comedian Jonesy. So please, call me. Reach out to me. I want to hear from you.